Hello everyone, in this video we're going to be going over the Cover Management app. This video is specifically intended for schedulers. Something to be aware of is that your login information for the Cover Management app is the same as it is for the Cover desktop browser. When you log in to this application, this is the page that you will see. At the very top, you're going to see the current day's date. If you click on the right arrow, you'll see the next day's date. If you click on the left arrow, you'll see the previous day's date. Right here is where your facility name will be located. We're in the demonstration account, so that's why it says demonstration. Right to the left of the facility name is an emergency text function. If we click on that, it's going to give us the option to send out a text message to everyone that is in your facility. Right here, we have a little mail icon. If we click on that, we're able to see all of the messages that your employees have sent from their Cover applications. If we wanted to view a message, we would simply click on the message. I'm going to click back on the home page. Okay, so this is the census right here. The number to the left of the arrow is your census number for that day. The number to the right of the arrow is how far above or below your targeted census number you are. So for example, because the arrow is pointing down, we know we are 6 below our target census number. Right above the days of the week here, you'll notice that there is a hour count for the week. It'll tell you how far over or how far under your budgeted hours you are. Below that, you're going to see every day of the week listed. These are separated into color codes. If something is in purple, that means that you are too far under your maximum budgeted hours. If a day is in red, that means that you are too far over your maximum budgeted hours. And if a day is in gray, that means that you are comfortably below your budgeted hours. If we click on this little I button right here, we're going to see a breakdown for the current work week. So for example, we'll see every day of the week listed, and we'll see information about all of them. For each day, we see a breakdown of how far over or under the budgeted hours we are. What we'll also see is a breakdown of each of the subsections of your Nursing Direct department. For example, if we click on CNA, we're going to see a breakdown of a bunch of different information. If we click on the I button up here, it's going to open up some extra information for each day within this week. For example, we will be able to see how far above or below our targeted census number we are. We'll be able to see our budgeted PPD, our scheduled PPD, as well as our actual PPD. If you click on the day that is listed, it will take you to that day's eDaily. So we're going to click out of here, click on the X button, and we're going to go into the Nursing Direct department. So we'll scroll down, find Nursing Direct. Click on that. What you'll notice once we get here is that the day is divided up into day, evening, and knock. And you'll see everyone within Nursing Direct scheduled. Okay. Something you'll also notice is that at the top, it again is going to show how far over or under the maximum budgeted hours we are. It'll be right up here. Okay. Something else to be aware of is that if we click on this reports button right here, it's going to give us the option to look at the eDaily, the daily schedule, the shift assignment daily, and the minimum staffing report. If we click on any of those, we will be able to send it to an email to print out at a computer. We'll click out of here. If we click on the shift target button, we're going to be able to update the shift targets for each of the Nursing Direct shifts. So I'm going to click on the CNA Day 8 little toolbar, and then we're going to be able to update a day. So I'll click on the 9, and from there we could update that day's shift target number. What a shift target number is how many employees you would like to have scheduled for that shift for that day. This affects a lot of stuff within our system, so it's important that you update these and keep them accurate. Click out of there. Okay. So as you can see, we've got the day, evening, and knock. All the employees that are listed under that. We'll head back to evening. And as you can see, one of the first ones listed is just CNA evening. We'll see all these employees that are listed here. Down here is the nurses. And you'll notice is every employee's name is listed with the time that they're working, and then it will also show the hours that they have already worked this week. Off to the right is their shift assignment. If we want to change their shift assignment for this day, we simply click on it. Then we can click on the shift assignment again, and we can put in whatever one we'd like to replace it with, or keep it the same. We can also update the assignment details for the shift assignment. So for example, if we printed out a shift assignment daily and we put in some details, if someone was attached to this shift, the one up here, we could put in rooms 1 through 12, and that would show up next to everyone that has this shift assignment attached to their name. Okay, so we'll exit out of this. Another important thing to go over is if we wanted to mark an absence, we could click on an employee's name. There's a bunch of things that's going to pop up. We could assign a different employee, then you could reassign someone, switch them out. You could reschedule that employee that was working that day. You could remove the assignment altogether, which would make the employee come off the schedule. You could incentivize the shift by making it bonus eligible or overtime eligible. You could add a special assignment like they're on orientation or on light duty. But then down here, you could also record or remove an absence. So we're going to click on that. And you'll see up here, it'll say record absence, and it says change. If we click on change, we're going to be able to select which absence they have for that day. Once you've selected which absent it is, you can click submit down here. This button right here that says create open an app shift, that means that if you record an absence, you're taking that person off the schedule. And if you keep this button selected to yes, it's automatically going to open up a new shift in that individual's place to make up those hours. So I'm going to exit out of this. I didn't actually mark an absence. You could also change the shift time for this shift. Click out of this. Another thing to be aware of is if we click on this little spoke wheel down here, it's going to let us have access to some more things. Down here it says send text. It's going to give us options for this shift to send a text message to these different groups. If we click on one of them, we can type in a message and it will send out a text to everyone that's currently scheduled for this shift or for the other groups if you selected them. Okay, another thing you could do is create and open an app shift. If we click on that, it's going to let us select which time we want to make the open an app shift for. Let's say we want to do it from 3 to 10. We click done. We could decide if we want to be overtime eligible or a bonus. We could do that and it would open up a shift for that day. So if we went a couple days ahead or a couple weeks ahead, we could open up these shifts ahead of time within the app. I'm going to click out. Normally you would click submit. Okay, another thing to mention is that if we go and look at day again, when you mark an individual as being absent, their name still shows up on the schedule, but it's in red. So they're no longer being counted as scheduled, but it's just a placeholder to show that they were working. Okay. The next thing we'll go through is down here at the bottom, this insights icon. If we click on that, we're going to see the to-do list, the reports, and the budget. We've already made some pretty extensive videos and tours of how to use these, so we won't go over it in this app. But these tools are the same as they are on this app as they are on the desktop, and you can have all the same access to everything. If we click on the staff button down here, we're going to see a list of all the staff within your facility. A couple cool things we can do. If you click sort by hours, it's going to bring the individuals for this week that have worked the most to the top. So you can see if you wanted to text or call someone to take a shift, you would see how many hours they've already worked for the week. Something else to be aware of is that on the employee app, there's a little button that employees can mark if they want to grab extra shifts, and they will mark that, and that turns their name green. If you want from this page, you can call or text them. From the staff page, it calls or texts them from the phone you were using the app on. It's not from the cover number. That's this texting function right here. So we're currently on the staff button. Okay, so if we want, we can click on an employee's name, or we're going to see some of their information that we can edit from here. Their time clock, email, phone number, license type, all of that stuff. We can also see their absences, and we could also deactivate them if they left the facility. Okay, so now we'll head off and look at the schedule really quick. So we recommend that you use the schedule on the desktop for long-term scheduling and that you just make quick changes from the other view that we saw for Nursing Direct. This is a good way to get an idea of whether you're over or under scheduled though. So if we look up at the shift right here, we're going to change it and look at nursing day. What's going to do is it's going to give us kind of a color code based on these down here of the different things we could know. So if we see that we are overscheduled for one day and we know that we need to mark, we need to take a couple people off the schedule, we could click on one of these days. And what it'll do is if we click a day, it's going to take us back to that schedule we already saw for that day. And that way we now know that we're overscheduled and we can take someone off by removing their assignment. Okay, so now that we've done that, we're going to go and look at the texting function. The texting function is really cool. It sends out a text from a phone number that Cover has provided you. So right down here where it says group message, if you want it to come from the Cover phone, you want to type it in here and send it out. If you use these, it's going to come from the phone that you're using. Something you can do that you could also do on the staff button is you can sort by who you would like to see. So for example, if we go up to department and we click on Nursing Direct, we're going to see only staff that are in the Nursing Direct department. From there, if we wanted to send a message to all of them, we could select all. Now, if we want to send out a text, say something like meeting at 5, we could do that, and then we could send it out. Okay. Another thing to be aware of is that there are surveys up here. This is more something that your DON and ED will be aware of, but if you click on Our Surveys, you can send out one of these surveys. If you click on one of them, it's going to put this automatic link down here. So if we click on this, we're going to see it's going to send them the link to take the survey. If you send group text, it's going to send that out to all of the employees that we selected. Okay, so last thing we'll go over is just this little more button down here. If we click on that, we're going to be able to view those messages that we already saw from the mail icon at the very beginning. You can update the census, which is absolutely critical to all of the reporting. There's a lot of stuff within the system. So you can click on census and update it right from your phone. We'll click back on more. Then we'll see that you can look at the Cover survey desk. This is where you would submit if you wanted to add a new survey. This is more for your ED and DON if they're looking for specific feedback for your facility. You can update some of the account settings. And then you can also ask for help. If you click Ask for Help, it's going to take you to, we call it's Intercom, and it's the function we use to reach out. You can reach out to us. And if you click on New Conversation, you're going to be able to type something. It'll send to the Cover help staff, and we will get back to you quickly. So we'll exit out of here, click back on More. And there's a couple other things. You can reload the page, refresh the app, and sign out. So that's everything for this video. Thanks for watching.